Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and this is an omnibus that I have been very excited for a very long time. And just to be clear, they've gone away from the Venom Omnibus. This is simply Venom, and this is simply Venom by Donny Cates. And it's, I tell you what, this is a fabulous Venom book, and you don't need to know anything else about Venom as far as I'm concerned. You can read this on by itself. Now, I do hope Venom omnibuses do happen in the background. I feel like we've still got enough material for at least a volume 4, maybe a volume 5. I'm not so sure about that. But I tend to always be an expert on these things, especially now when it comes to Spider-Man. So Venom is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. And we've got this direct cover. Now, it wasn't the direct cover that we were, I think, sort of promised. It did change, I believe, at some point. So I was a little bit disappointed. I did like the one of Eddie Brock holding, I think it's the skull, etc. So I was looking forward to that. But there is. So this is the direct market cover. At least I think that's what I ordered. I got this from Forbidden Planet and it arrived today, literally an hour ago. And I said to my wife, I'm going to go review. And she was like, yeah, I know. I know exactly what you're going to do before you even knew what you were going to do. And we got this nice little Venom down here. And then all the people involved with this. I'm not going to pretend to know who's doing what, whether they're artists or not. Start an evolution of the Venom mythos, what an ancient evil stirs. And this is the Knull, god of the symbiotes, which is pretty cool. Gonna get this in here a little bit. No, that's not really gonna work. So this has 53 issues, give or take, whether I've actually counted correctly. So this collects Venom 2018 1 to 35, then Venom Annual 1, and then we have Web of Venom, Venom, Carnage Born, Wraith, and we have Free Comic Book Day 2019, which has a big factor into just before Absolute Carnage, I'm going to say. And then Free Comic Book Day 2020, Spider-Man Venom Incoming 1. And then Carnage Black and White and Black, White, and Blood issue 2. So I've not read that one. So I'm assuming that is some ramifications of some of the stuff that happens. And the big thing that I love about this omnibus is that it collects Absolute Carnage event 1 to 5, King in Black 1 to 5, and this whole book builds up to this big sort of finale, and it's brilliant. Now, just to be clear, there is an Absolute Carnage omnibus. So you could get this omnibus, you could get the Absolute Carnage omnibus, and I think the King in Black omnibus has just come out. So just for clarity, those will have all those tie-in issues that will feed into those big events, whereas this will just have the core event in it, which in some aspects is plenty in my mind. You can read that and be quite comfortable with that. Hey, that's pretty cool. And then under here, we have the creators. So Donny is a writer, and then Ryan is on the pencils. Mark Bagley, I guess, is on the pencils as well, and Eban is on the pencils as well. And then you got the Simpsons, which I never read. I am terrible. I should read these at some point. I never do because I'm only interested. I get all my information from the issue, so to speak. So I'm usually generally quite happy with that. So I'm just gonna put this down. I'm gonna try to get this at an angle. I've been saying all year I really do need to invest in a stand where I can get the full omnibus directly above it or something. I will do that at some point when I'm not buying stuff. I can focus on that. So for the moment, I do apologize if I ruin this experience with you. So this says who's doing what, which is great. And then it's got introduction by Donny. That's quite nice. I do like that. Oh, wow. That is some real introduction. And then boom, straight into Venom 1. And literally, as soon as I'm done this review, I'm literally going to go start reading this. I'm very, like I said, I'm very excited. I love the fact that it's got the Web of Venom tie-ins. Now, one thing that I feel that they could have dropped in here was there is, and it's very minor, there is an issue of 4 by Jason Aaron, which actually introduces us to the sword and the Venom god of symbiotes. It's very minor. I'm going to be honest, it's very minor, but easily an important moment in there. So when I read this, I feel like it was actually only this year, earlier the part of this year. That's how much I've read this year. I've been really, in fact, I was really into Venom near the beginning of the year because I was reading the Venom Omnibuses. So I probably read it then in particular. And I remember in particular that I picked that issue up. But even though that issue's not in there, it is very nice to have what is in here because this has plenty. This is a big omnibus. It has 2 events in it. They could have easily left those events out if they wanted to and just given you a core Venom. However, this wouldn't be complete without those 2 incredible events. An Absolute Carnage and obviously the King in Black were really, really good quality events. So I'm looking forward to reading this once more. I did enjoy it. And, you know, it gives us more depth to Eddie. And I think there is a few issues that were wore off the realms as well at some point. There we go. That's a little bit better. We're getting there. Now I've got to try and get the angles right now. Sorry. Just try to, there we go. That's good. There we go. We gently bring it up. And to be honest with you, it's I'm looking for, I can't tell you how much I can recommend this book. Even if you just want something to read, something different, you can pick this up. You can just read this, and it's just pure brilliant. So, you know, I was literally, when I was reading this, I was hooked. Absolutely hooked. Donny is becoming one of my favorite writers at present. I love the fact that they're showing the variants as well in between, and they got the issue covers. And you know, because obviously I knew it was about 35 issues, I thought, oh, this is going to be around the 40 mark. It's going to sit quite nice, and you feel it feels really crisp at the moment. So I thought, actually, that's going to be quite a nice size omnibus, but it's bigger than what I actually expected it to be. I gotta keep doing that because it really is my brand spanking new omnibus, very crisp. You can feel, yeah, it just sounds and smells amazing. I'm being really sad there. It's so good. And I'm going to try not to spoil it. And there we go. And then that's it. Oh, in fact, I don't know. I didn't have to spoil it because the Carnage book was at the back. And then at the back, you get lots of different, showing lots of different covers, which is awesome. Awesomeness. Oh, Ravencroft. That's pretty cool. I'm sure I saw this. Was this in Absolute Carnage Omnibus as well? It might have been dropped in there. I could be wrong. Prisoners. So this is quite decent. Quite fun. Oh. X-Men Carnage. Editorial. And, oh, wow. Look at that. 200 covers. That's pretty awesome. I love stuff like that. It just makes it, you know, as a collector, you look back, you think, wow, that was really, really cool. There we go. All the way up to the end. So there we go. That is a beautiful omnibus. It's a beautiful size. You don't need to read anything else. I highly recommend Venom Omnibus by Donny Cates. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself now, but this is a really good story. Really good story. And if you're a Venom fan, I'm sure you're already on the bandwagon of getting this. So, thank you for watching. Really appreciate your support, especially those that are already subscribed. If you're on the fence, consider subscribing if you like my content, etc. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.